we're almost done. Actually, we have a couple left. We're almost done. So this one is called Mirthwood. Well, they said this is an open world medieval fantasy RPG life sim. That was a mouthful.
That is a massive mouthful.
But let's see what Mirthwood got going. And
the free lands are vast and shrouded in mystery.
All right.
The free land.
All right, Dave, I'm gonna let you start this one off. What you think of this Mirthwood?
Not gonna lie, art style wise, I don't know if you remember back in like 2019, 2020, somewhere in that ballpark, there was a game that came out called Misfortune.
Yes.
Art style wise, this reminds me a lot of that, which is not a bad thing. That game had a really good art style.
Yes.
But it's not what I expected for like a medieval sim.
Yes. I am getting heavy Don't Starve vibes.
That's fair.
Like heavy. Now, not graphically, just gameplay wise.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This is not this wouldn't be a first cop for me. If this was on sale, I would pick it up. I like the dungeon crawling concept. I like that part of it. It's the sim part of this game that I think would hurt this game the most.
Yes, I can see that to a degree. I am an unnecessary nerd when it comes to the Elder Scrolls. And I will be the first to admit that to you. Coming off of what I think is probably the best medieval life sim, like fantasy medieval life sim specifically, of all time so far, which is Daggerfall. I could see this like being pretty popular because there are a lot of people that play Daggerfall and completely ignore the main quest.
Oh yeah.
And they'll just go do their own thing. They'll buy a boat, travel across the sea. They'll do different adventures, buy several houses, and just do their own thing. Completely ignore the main quest.
Like YOLO, who do what now? What? There ain't no main quest. We just do what we want.
And you can do it. Like, if you want to, you can just take out a 500,000 gold loan, buy you a boat, completely go AWOL from the bank, never pay your loan back. They'll send assassins after you, but that's fine because you got a boat. You're going to be on the other side of the ocean.
Right. You pull up, I'll kill you. No biggie.
It's like, I know a lot of people like it for that aspect of it, so I could see a lot of people being drawn to a game that has like a similar kind of aspect to it. I just don't know that it's going to be as in-depth
right
as something like Daggerfall, and like honestly the Wayward Realms is promising to be, because that's coming from the people who made Arena and Daggerfall. And I don't know if this is going to overshadow that.
Games like this, I mean, it is showing just a single player experience in this trailer. I feel like games like this would work better multiplayer. And it's really like I said, like the simulation, of course the growing your food, cooking your food, possibly building all of your weaponry, things like that. Like, that's fine. But I do think that a lot of these newer games that have this mechanic and this game flow, they do one or the other too much. Sometimes they don't they'll call it a simulation and it's not really a simulation. And then some of them,
that's fair.
It's like life too. And I'm like, I'm okay with just coming home and maybe I just want to slash up some things. Well, you can't. You have to you have to tend the yard and go here and do this and do this and do this and do this and do this, and like 3 hours later you're just going into a dungeon.
Yup.
And I'm like, I'm good, man. I just came home from work. Sometimes I just want to jump in a dungeon and go.
That's why for games like Fallout, survival mode stays off.
Yo, for
I ain't
real.
trying to fool with all that.
Now, I've done it. Was it fun? No. I've done it.
I've done it.
Survival.
Man, there's certain things that like just makes it not fun. Because like all of a sudden, like, oh, you can't fast travel. Okay, so now I'm just gonna spend 4 times as long walking everywhere.
Right.
Now my ammo weighs stuff. Like,
Can't save unless you sleep.
the only reason that I'm not dying of thirst is the Vault 13 canteen.
It's an experience, and I feel like with like games like Mirthwood, what it looks like these games, I feel like there is fun, of course, to have with this game.
Oh yeah,
I
for
would,
sure.
like I said, I'd have to see if it's multiplayer, and this would definitely be a game that, of course, if we were given a code, nudge nudge, poke poke, don't know if y'all ever gonna see this, but I would definitely at least try it. I have no problem ever trying a game, but I do like the art style of this game. I do like the idea of this game. I'm just not a fan of the simulation. I feel like it looks like it's going to be a chore to play this game.
And that's fair, honestly. Art style, like I said, y'all nailed it. It reminds me a lot of Misfortune, and that is not a bad thing. That game looked amazing. There's a lot of, not necessarily roguelike, but like procedurally generated, like dungeon crawler games, where you end up doing the same thing. And if all this is doing is slapping a survival element on top, I'm good.
Would it last? Like, would it
I
really
don't-
last at that point?
I don't really like roguelikes all that much, to be honest.
See?
And so, like, if all you're doing is slapping a survival element on top of something like that, some kind of just like pure dungeon crawling experience, I'm fine.
Okay. So I would say this may be a game. We'll see what happens if it comes up, because this game actually came out yesterday. So
I noticed that.
I saw the date. I was like, okay. So maybe down the road, let's let this game, cook for a little bit. Let's see where it's at. Maybe like next month or something, if you remember.
Yeah. Come back, do a checkup on it.